This episode is brought to you by Kia's first 3-row all-electric SUV, the Kia EV9, with available all-wheel drive and seating for up to 7 adults, with a 0 to 60 speed that thrills you 1 minute, and available reclining lounge seats that unwind you the next. Visit kia.com/EV9 to learn more. Ask your Kia dealer for availability. No system, no matter how advanced, can compensate for all driver error and or driving conditions. Always drive safely.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show, and in today's episode, I wanted to talk on stalkers. I think we all know why overall I am talking on stalkers, but yeah, I've dealt with quite a few stalkers, you know, even back when I originally, well not when I originally, but when I had started taking YouTube seriously back in 2015. I remember I had a stalker then. And, you know, to talk on him, to talk on the other stalkers I've had. Hold on for 1 second. Alright, I'm back. Just had to do some things real quick. But anyways, what was I saying? You know what? I forgot. Let's just go ahead and continue on, because I overall know what I'm talking about. I just don't remember where I last left off at. But anyways, but no, let's overall talk on stalkers. Oh, no, that's what I was talking on. I was talking on, like, the first person that I've had ever, like, stalk me and stuff. And it's so weird because I don't look at myself as that type of person to be stalked. You know, like, I feel like that I would say that I'm a low-key, you know, person. I don't put myself out there to, you know, endangering things. But no, that's the thing though, where it's like, I feel like the majority of content creators, you have one person that's stalking, where it's like they're stalking like they're a big fan of you, or they're stalking like they want to do something crazy, you know. And I have to say, like, I don't even like when people, like, fans of me, like, it's weird. I just don't like people, like, watching me like that, where it's like you're paying attention to everything that I'm doing. And I'm like, and I had to post about that on social media, because there was a fan that was like, every time when I'll make a tweet, post, whatever, it's like they always had to like it. They always had to respond to it. And I'm like, sir, you're following like a couple thousands of people. Like, I know I'm not. And it's like, okay, if I am showing up, it's like, bro, you don't have to like every tweet that I make. You don't have to like, and it's stuff like that. It weirds me out. I don't like people, you know, watching me like that. I guess, like, I won't be able to control it, like, when I'm get much more bigger and things, but I'm like, fam, you know, and now, when I can see the stuff that's going, like, my mentions or comments or whatever, and if I'm just seeing one person liking all of my things, I'm like, fam, if you're not my future wife, it's like, don't do stuff like that. It's weird to me. I don't like it. It's something that, like, it confuses me. I'm like, I don't get why you're carrying on like this. I'm saying, like, I'm a fan of creators out there, but I'm like, I'm not liking every tweet that they make, or, you know, every video that they make, or whatever it is. Like, I'm like, okay, like, I follow them because I'm a fan of them. But it's just, I guess I'm just different when it comes to, like, people that I'm a fan of. Like, I'm a fan of that individual. I'll support them, you know, but I can't be that fan if they're wanting me to be that fan where I'm, like, obsessed with them, or, you know, just, yeah, overall stalking them and stuff. I'm like, nah, man, it's just, that's doing too much. I ain't got that type of time in my life to be out here stalking people and stuff. Like, I'm actually trying to do stuff with my life, and I'm not trying to, like, sound offensive or, like, you know, upset anybody, but I'm just saying, like, to any YouTuber or content creator that I follow and you hear this, just know that it's like that whole, like, side of me will never happen, you know, like, that's just something. It ain't even really a side. I just say I have, like, no stalking or obsessive bones in me, you know, like, it's one of those things where I'm like, alright, it's whatever and stuff. So, but anyways, no, like, I've seen where people have stalked, you know, like I was saying, like, talking on the first person that's ever stalked me. It happened back in 2015. It was so weird because he was like a fan of a person I was beefing with. Then he stopped being a fan of them to be a fan of me. And at the time being, I was like, I didn't really like catch on or realize like how toxic that is, but eventually I did. Eventually I learned. I didn't learn my lesson, you know, at the time being, but excuse me, eventually I did learn my lesson about people like that. And at the end of the day, there's ever a time where somebody is all like, oh yeah, I used to be a fan of such and such, but now I'm a fan of you. I'm like, nope, take that elsewhere. I'm like, I don't want you, if you just admit it and told me some stuff, I'm like, I already know how this is going to go down. Go be a fan of somebody else, because I already know that the conversations is not going to be good. So anyways, but no, so I remember, I think I've told this story before, but you know, for those in the back, for those that didn't get a chance to hear this story. So, yeah, so the guy stopped being a fan of the person I was beefing with, started being a fan of me, but was just being like overly active in my comment sections. That's like, it's something where I'm like, fam, I will see your first comment, okay? Don't get me wrong on that. It's like, you know, freaking now, all the way back then, I always see comments, okay? Always. So I'm just letting you know, you ain't got to spam my comment sections asking for something. You don't. Alright, that's why it's like, I really don't, like, and when I see that people are like, that's the only reason why they're commenting, I don't even respond, I just ignore it, go on about my day. But, no, like, him on the other hand, it's like, I remember there was a day where I was downstairs, like, to get from my downstairs to, like, upstairs, it don't really take that long. It's like, it's under a minute. Like, depending on what I'm doing, like, maybe I might get some water, maybe I might get me a snack, maybe I might, you know, like, just to, you know, like, close up for the night, turn off everything, you know, whatever. But here's the thing, where it's like, that don't take me that long. That's like probably 30 to 45 seconds. It might be even less than that, right? From the span of, it's like the time that it takes for me to get from downstairs to upstairs, this dude had left like 9 comments saying the same thing. And I'm like, bruh, it was to, he wanted me to react to a video, and I'm like, bro, leave one comment. You ain't got to do stuff like that. Like, you out here, I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, I am blown up, and it's only comments from one person. I'm like, nah, man, it's like, don't spam my stuff like that. It's like, I see the first comment, and that's it. It ain't even like my channel is that active to where I get a lot of comments. So you ain't got to comment like that, alright? So, anyways, so yeah, I reacted to the video that he wanted me to react to. I didn't like it. I ended up taking the video down. It upset him. So then he stopped being a fan of me to start being a fan of the guy that he stopped being a fan of. And then, yeah, at that point, he was just being hateful in my comment sections. But he was, like, going back and forth. Like, then he'll stop being a fan of that guy. Then he'll announce in my comment section he's being a fan of me. So there was a day I think I just was like, I was done with that crap and was like, nah, man. It's like, go somewhere else with that. It's like, you out here going back and forth, pretending to be fans of us. And it's like, as soon as you don't get things your way, then you want to stop being a fan. And it's like, nah, bro, take that elsewhere. So then people were starting to notice this guy, like other people that was a fan of me. And, yeah, I remember where there was a day where I just snapped down at him in the comment sections because I was getting tired of this guy. Like, that was, like, one person that was being really annoying and stuff, and was, like, I had to say, he was, like, probably one of the very few people when it comes to, like, content creating that has upset me and stuff. Like, other than that, like, I actually, you know what, not to, like, take that back. He's, like, the only person I've beef with that's to, like, ever upset me and things, so... Anyways, so yeah, he overall, like, I snapped at him and stuff, and then, other people had took notice of it, and then they just started trolling him and messing with him, and I guess, like, a part of me just kind of, like, realized, like, you know what, there ain't even no reason to be upset, because I think that's what it was, it just kind of, like, added comedy to the whole situation. But, so after my, like, fans was trolling him and was messing with him, then he started, so he posted a video of himself, like, crying, saying that my fans need to leave him alone, and I'm like, sir, you brought this on yourself when you started posting all in my comment sections and stuff, being toxic. I'm not gonna tell my fans anything. you need to stop being toxic in people's comment sections. Don't think because, oh, okay, like I could just get away with being toxic and then nothing will happen to me. No, you're being toxic. Everything is gonna happen to you. Like, you can't think like, oh, okay, like TMossBoss, because I'm crying, he's supposed to have some sympathy for me. No, I don't care. It is funny because at the time, like, he was a kid. I think he was like, he claimed he was 14, but I'm like, I don't know, bruh. The way you're carrying on. If I was on YouTube, I was 14 years old on YouTube once also, and I wasn't carrying on like you. I wasn't crying because, oh, people are being toxic towards me. People are hating on me. People are, you know, like, now what, I can't necessarily say hating, but it was like overall, like, yeah, people are being like, they're giving me my own treatment, pretty much. Like, you can't cry about no stuff like that. You can't cry about people giving you the same treatment you're giving other people and stuff. So, anyways, he did that, and then yeah, then it was weird. I remember he posted a video talking about, oh, if TMossBoss, like, if you tell your fans to leave me alone, I'll send you, because the YouTuber KSI, he came out with a book around that time when all that stuff was happening. So he goes on and he makes a video saying if TMossBoss tells his fans to leave me alone, or if TMossBoss leaves me alone, whatever he said in the video, he said that he'll give me the book. And I'm like, bro, I can go out and buy the book. I don't need that book from you. Plus, if it's coming from you, I can tell that book has probably been contaminated in saliva and just, you know, whatever stuff that you got coming from you. I don't want that. I don't want that book. It, like, makes my hands, like, cringe up, like, knowing that a book like that could have been in my hands. And I'm like, nah, bruh. I still would have been washing my hands till this day if I came in contact with that book. I'm like, I don't know what you got going on in life, but I can tell that it's germs. And I don't want it. Like, it makes my hands... I might just go and just wash my hands after I'm done with this podcast episode, but... So anyways, but yeah, like, he had, like, a very bad stalking issue, you know, like, besides, like, how me and him crossed paths, he had a very, bad stalking issue. Like, it didn't matter, you know, who I was talking to or what I was doing. He felt like he needed to be involved. So then there was one fan that was, she was very active in my comment section. She was a pretty cool person. And she ended up... Well, I think there was, like, other reasons, but I remember that one of the reasons why she stopped commenting underneath my videos was because of him. So, no, there was this fan, me and her, super chill. You know, she was always... It was, like, me, and then there was a few other content creators where she would be leaving comments and stuff underneath their videos. So she was, like, very, like, welcoming to, you know, the, like, little mini community and stuff that we had going on. But, anyways, no, like, she was active in my comment sections. Me and her, we will, like, you know, be going on with conversations. Like, she was a super chill person. I still talk with her till this day. Look, it's actually been a while. We're just friends on social media, pretty much. But, so anyways, this, you know, stalker guy, he took notice of it. And then he just started putting out this narrative that we were in a relationship. Now, here's the thing, like, somebody like her, you know, it's not, I don't think it would be a bad thing at all to be in a relationship with her. So, to start up a rumor like that, it's like, I'm not going to, like, add on to it because, like, I got respect for her, and I'm like, you know, unless we sit down, we talk about this, and we agree to being in a relationship, that'll be the only way. But it's like, I have respect for her to where I'm not going to do no stuff like that. So, I did came out on the internet and said, I was just all like, hey, despite any stuff that you're hearing online, me and this individual, we're not in a relationship. Like, I don't know who this girl is. I think she lives somewhere across the country. You know, wherever. I'm like, but I don't know her like that. And at the time being, I was like, I wasn't even really into, like, long distance relationships, so it definitely wouldn't have worked out and stuff. So, like, now I'm like, I'm more open to the idea, because I'm like, you know, now that I got money, I'm like, I can travel. Like, back then, I wasn't really making a whole lot. I'm all like, hey, like, if we, like, meet, like, not even halfway, but, like, you meet, like, down the street or something, alright, yeah, chill, cool. But I'm like, nowadays, I'm like, nah, fam. I'm like, nah. Where you live at? I'm like, nah. Let me come down there. Let's go on some dates and stuff, right? But that wasn't the case. I was all like, I was broke back when I was, came across her and stuff. So it was like, even if it were a relationship to happen, it's all like, plus, on top of that, she was already in a relationship. I'm like, that's the crazy thing about it. It's like, I was denying saying that we weren't in a relationship. She came out and said, like, I don't think she did. Did she come out in the video and say it? I think she was posting videos a little bit at that time, but, no, like, I think she did come out and say, like, she was already in a relationship, or, it might have been that. It might have been that she was already in a relationship, but overall, me and her, we did deny being in a relationship. We were all like, we don't even know each other like that, so... But no, this stalker guy, he was like, he was for certain and just kept like trying to just say like we were in a relationship, and it's like, that don't even make any sense. Like, why would we both be denying that? Because like, if somebody just exposed us, I think I've been like, hey, they already know, so like, we might as well just like come out and admit it. But it's like, why are we both still denying that we're in a relationship? Like, that guy probably still to this day, if he does like have any hostility towards me, he probably still to this day thinks me and that girl's in a relationship. I'm like, that girl got a whole family, right? If we are in a relationship, like, fam, she is cheating on me, or maybe she's cheating on, I don't even know how that would even work, but it's like, I believe she's married with a kid. I don't have no kid. If I do have a kid, I know the kid's not white. Like, cause I'm like, yeah, I think like she is overall like married to a white guy. They got a kid, and I'm like, if she's white herself, I'm like, you don't find that kind of weird? That a kid, I'm all like, that a kid would be that white. I'm all like, I would, of course, like if I did have a white kid, I'm like, I'm gonna love and adore that kid and stuff. But I'm just saying, like, I don't think, the bloodline of that kid is going to be mainly Caucasian. I think if that were my kid, he would be mixed. That's usually how most, like, interracial, like, relationships, when they decide to have kids, that's how that usually works out. The mom and the dad, they get busy, giving you guys the birds and the bee talk right now, right? But the mom and the dad, they're going to get busy, right? And then at some point in time, the mom is going to pee on this little thing, on this little stick thing called a pregnancy test. She's going to see that she's pregnant. Then 9 months down the road, her water is going to break, right? So now we're flying to the hospital. We may get pulled over by a cop. At some point in time, we do get pulled over by a cop. He notices that I'm black, so he's going to give me a hard time, all right? This is a little scenario for you guys. But so he's gonna give me a hard time. But then I'm gonna be all like, fam, this is my Caucasian. Let's just say, like, I proposed to her, but we hadn't got married yet. But I'm all like, this is my fiance right here. You're like, oh my gosh, she's white. I didn't even realize. Like, no, go on. I'm sorry about this. So he lets us go. We're at the hospital, right? We get all the way to the front desk. I'm like, hey, my fiance, she's in labor, right? And then the front desk lady is all like, you know what? No, can't help you right now. I'm on the phone talking about whatever she wants to talk about. So now I gotta get in there and start acting wild and crazy. Now I gotta show her, overall like that angry black man that I don't ever want to come out. But I'm like, in a situation like that, no, angry black man's gonna come out. So then we get a room, she gives birth to the kid, and when that usually happens, when me and the individual that happens to be Caucasian, when we get busy, the baby is going to be mixed. Black and white, not white and white, okay, not black and black, because I'm like, that will be so off-putting and weird if she gave birth to a baby that looks like my skin complexion and she is white. I'm like, nah, fam, that's not gonna work like that. So, anyways, moving on, alright? That's not gonna work, okay? So, he was trying to push that off. It wasn't working. So, eventually, he let it go. And then, yeah, there was like, he disappeared for a while, and then he came back. We kind of got into it again, but then afterwards, then that was like one of the last few times. I think it was like, when was it? It might have been the beginning of like 2016, and I think that was like the last time I had like heard from him and stuff. So, but yeah, and I'm all like, and then afterwards, it was like, I had like people that would stalk for a little bit, but they wasn't necessarily stalking like all the time. And I had to say, then the next time I took notice of a stalker, And he posted this video, and it did not sit well with me, because I'm like, you know, somebody that carries on like that, I'm like, I can tell that, you know, you got some like chemical like imbalance in your brain and stuff, where it's like you're not fully thinking straight. But so it was this guy, he was like one of the people that was like making videos about me after this Just the Robot situation had went down. But so anyways, I remember the one video I did see where he was like, oh, I will never stop watching you, TMossBoss. He was like, you're in my sights forever. And it's stuff like that where it's like, sir, do you think if me and you were to cross paths, or if you were to say that to me face to face, how do you think that would go? Because at that point in my brain, my chemical imbalance, I'm going to take that as a threat, all right? And I'm going to probably start swinging on you, just so I could give you that, like, indication to, like, hey, maybe I should leave this guy alone. As I'm sitting there swinging on this dude, probably stomping him out, I would like to hope and think at some point in time in the middle of that stomping out, that he would think, hey, maybe I should leave TMossBoss alone. He doesn't want to be bothered. He just wants to post YouTube videos, and that's it. But no, that guy, he was stalking too. And then I had to say I didn't really start, you know, noticing like how weird a stalker can get. I mean, well, I think if I had to like rank these guys, it will probably be the first stalker be number one. That dude, he was pretty weird. Second guy will probably be this racist Twitter hater stalker guy, and then third will probably be this the other guy that was like, he made the video saying he'll never stop watching me and stuff, because he don't really do nothing now. I don't even know if he's still active on YouTube. I was like, I think last I checked, like I don't know, his channel may be gone. I think. Hold on for a second, let me check real quick. I think his channel may be gone, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Let me check. Why did the number pop up? It was like, oh no, he actually just posted a video 2 minutes ago, so never mind. Like, there was like a number, I typed up his name, and then a number popped up, like it was a Lifeline number, and I'm like, bruh, maybe he should change his name if that's like what's gonna pop up and things. That's some crazy stuff. But anyways, but no, then dealing with this you know, the racist Twitter hater stalker guy and stuff. But no, it's like to sit down and to like talk about this, you know, like overall, like what's the outcome, because that's what I more so want to talk on in this podcast episode, is the outcome of stalking, because they don't realize that you could get in trouble for stuff like this. You know, like, even if it's so much as, like, you just sitting down and just, like, tweeting and talking about a person. If a person builds up enough evidence to show that you are, and I know that, I probably think that's the reason why, but it's like, okay, if an investigation, my thing is this. If an investigation were to open up about stalking, right? Or let's just say like stalking, and they were going to be taking it a little bit more serious. So they're like, you got accounts dedicated to people, if you out here tweeting about a person left and right, like if I report that, like let's just say, you know, for him, worst comes to worst, where Twitter, social media, they start cracking down on this stuff, you could get in trouble, bruh. So here's the thing, you may not get in trouble, but I definitely do see it where they would take the accounts down if they were to crack down more on this. Let's just say a situation were to go down where somebody were to lose their life over like social media stalking. I mean, look at how and the thing is, I honestly do feel like that it's gonna get to a point in time where it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't really fall in that category of stalking, but just overall seeing like how crazy a person can get over somebody, like I feel like that right there is a reason to start cracking down on like how people be acting on their social media, you know, platforms and stuff. Because, like, look at how Trump supporters are acting right now. It's like this man gets his home raided, and now you got Trump supporters going to the FBI, like, headquarters and stuff, trying to kill people. You mean to tell me that that's normal? Like, people really look at that as that is normal. It's not. It honestly, it is not. But what are they doing? They're stalking the FBI, waiting for their movements and stuff, just so they can attack. So it's like, and then, but no, it's like, look at what happens when those guys do stuff like that. They end up losing their lives or getting arrested. So that's why I'm like, fam, the whole stalking stuff, it needs to end, bro. It like you gain absolutely nothing from stalking besides a restraining order, prison time, or death. Look at the one guy, you know, like to kind of step away from Trump supporters, but let's just talk on the content creator. And I think I've talked on this before, but no, let's talk on a content creator that overall had a stalker. Is this content creator named Gavin Free. He does the slow-mo guy. He's on the slow-mo guys channel, and he's on the Rooster Teeth channel. But so anyways, he had a stalker. The guy was stalking both Gavin and his wife. So the guy eventually built up the courage to go all the way to Gavin's house and try to, I guess, kill Gavin and kidnap his wife. But Gavin managed to hide in his house, called the cops. Cops had showed up. Guy went out, I guess, to the driveway back in his car. He must have realized that he wasn't going to get anywhere because he got caught. It's like, that's like the one thing a stalker doesn't want to get. They don't want to get caught. They don't want to get put on blast. So what he ended up doing was killing himself. Shot and killed himself right in front of in Gavin Free's house. That's the outcome of stalkers. Like, I don't think people realize that, but like that is the outcome of every stalker. You're not going to make it far stalking. It's crazy how, like, you know, even like talking outside of stalking, but like when people think that they can get away with murder. But I'm like, in this day and age, when you got forensics, the technology that they got and everything else, you know, surrounding like that whole conversation and stuff, you ain't gonna get away with it. There's no way possible. I'm saying, like, look at the rapper Young Dolph. If we're gonna sit down and talk about stuff like that, look at the rapper Young Dolph. This man shot and killed broad daylight, all right, by two masked gunmen. And there was nothing to pick up from the situation. But the thing is, with them, they had to drive up there. So guess what? Now they're looking for that car. They go and search that whole state because I guarantee and I promise you, they're going to be looking all throughout that state, patrolling. There's cameras literally everywhere, all right? Everywhere. Because I'm saying this is how I honestly think the cops had solved the case. Well, actually, you know what? No. People on the internet had solved the case before the cops did. Like, I think they said that there's a YouTube channel out there that had solved the case. Like, I think it was maybe the next day or a few days later or something like that. He solved the Young Dolph case. But no, this is what overall happens. Because I feel like I haven't watched enough crime shows and stuff to know. But so anyways, so the cops or detectives, whoever, they show up to the crime scene. See that the person, you know, they're deceased. They're gone, all right? So now they're all like, check all the cameras in the area, you know, check. Because they did kind of like do this in the movie Patriots Day. It was a movie about those Boston bombers and stuff. But so anyways, they checked the cameras, all right? See that it was the white car they pulled up. Guys came out, guns blazing, right? So anyways, then they see that they drove off in the direction. So they're all like, oh, well, we know some businesses and buildings down there. Let's see, you know, their camera surveillance or, you know, their camera footage. So they go and check those buildings, see that the car had made a right. So they're all like, oh, okay, well, there's some areas. Let's see if there's any areas that, down there where they might have some cameras or, you know, whatever and stuff. So they're checking the cameras in that area. Eventually, at some point in time, it leads all the way back to the house where that car is at. That's what eventually had happened. They eventually found the car. You know, all they had to do is like some forensic stuff, dusting, all of that, you know, all of it to figure out who is the owner of that car. But this is where like the internet detectives, you know, people like myself at times trying to be solving cases and things. I may not be the best detective, but so no, on the internet, somebody did find that car. But they found the man that was behind that car. And it turns out the car was used for a music video. So then they had linked it to, you know, whoever was the owner of that car. They just probably what they had to, you know, do, let's just say they brought the rapper in. Because let's say if it wasn't the rapper, they bring him in for questioning. And they're all like, okay, well, who had that car? He tells them who has that car. Now they have found out who killed Young Dolph. Even the situation with XXXTentacion. It's like they go and they caught the guys on camera. It's like, yeah, pretty much stalking him. Eventually, they acted, shot and killed XXX, and then, look what happened. They got caught. Like, I think within, like, maybe, a month or two, So it's like, fam, people, y'all have to understand, you're not going to get away with stalking. It never works. It never works. They literally had a whole TV show about stalkers, and at every episode, they always got caught. So I'm just saying, like, people, the whole stalking stuff, it needs to stop. It honestly, it needs to stop. You gain nothing from it. Nothing's gonna, like, you know, change from that end of it. Like, if you're stalking a person, like, let's say it's because of, like, this last guy or this guy that's currently stalking me now, right? Let's say you're stalking for those reasons because you despise me, you hate my guts, you want me to disappear from the internet. That's not gonna happen. If a person is making a living off of what they're doing, but you have this strong hatred for it, they're not gonna change. So at the end of the day, you ain't got no choice but to move on. And it's like, and if you don't, like I said, the way that you're carrying on, you're either, I've said this before, but it's like, you ain't gonna make it far in life the way that you're carrying on. Because, like, if you think about it, look at how much this guy has grown as a person versus how much I've grown as a person. You know, like, or even if we're talking with content creating, he's still having to make videos, tweets, posts, and everything else about me. Meanwhile, I've created more channels since then. Well, it's because, like, I started noticing this guy, like, in 2020, but then I seen that he's been stalking me since 2018. Look how much I've grown since 2018 versus how much he's grown since 2018. I didn't take notice of him until 2 years later. And then it's like, then what, another 2 years? It's like, homie, you gotta move on, bro. It's like, you gotta move on, man. Because I'm like, you've gained nothing from this. It's like, you still most likely posting about the same stuff he's posting about, and it's nothing productive. It's nothing interesting. So that's why I'm like, man, get out of here with that. So, but anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. I ain't gonna, because I gotta go to the bathroom, so I ain't even gonna do all that promo stuff. So anyways, thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.